welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and today we're going to do a little work on the Super 77. If you remember back in the, I guess it was the equipment tour video, was the last time this tractor was out, and I made a video before that of getting it running because it hadn't run in a while. Well, I got the bright idea that I would go ahead and change the fuel filters and clean everything up. And when I did that, after getting this expensive $50 filter nicely mounted in here, I noticed that I could not get it to stop leaking, and this is what I found when I took that loose. So how it was not leaking before, I don't know, but it's obvious that it's not going to go back and work this way. So I've debated on what to do, and unfortunately I think the only right thing to do is take all the sheet metal off and try to get this line out and just make a new one. And I got a new one there, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm just going to use a piece of brake line and make a new one. But I think I need to take all the sheet metal off and probably the fuel tank out in order to get enough room to get behind all these injection lines, because it actually makes like a loop around the block to the other side, and I would rather have it be tucked up under there the way it's supposed to be. I thought about trying to like get in somewhere and saw this and put in a compression union or something and put a new piece of line on the end, but the other side doesn't look much better than this, so I might as well just take it out and put it the way it's supposed to be. So let's get started. This tractor smokes so much that this muffler weighs a ton. Yeah, I bet it's just packed full of carbon. Well, I could probably try to work around the fuel tank and not take it out, but the line actually runs in front of this bracket, and there's not enough clearance between the bell housing and the bracket to get the line in or out without taking the bracket off. So it's just, you might as well just take the fuel tank all the way out. You know, you're not gaining anything by trying to leave it in there and just take the bracket out or something. So just as well get it out of here. There's so much stuff on the diesels, it's very hard to work in. Then you drop your tools down in there. Can't get to it. But hey, that's life. At least our fuel looks nice and clean from the last work we did on it here a while back. Okay, that one needs to stay to the side. Now we gotta get our return line off. Get it off without destroying it. There we go. There we go. How much fuel did I put in it? I don't remember. Not too bad. Okay, now we need to get our bracket off of here. And to complicate it, the way this works, there's an adapter piece bolted to the block and it makes like an L shape, and then this is bolted to it. I have already taken them loose right on the block and just went back and forth. That might be the easiest way to do it. We can try that first. Okay, let's see here. Maybe I didn't take those loose last time. I think I just rounded it off. Oh no, there it goes. It's kind of dark in here. Can't see what I'm doing. And those are studs, aren't they? Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. We're getting there slowly. Okay, so that wasn't pretty, but it worked. Putting it back on might be a challenge, but we're gonna go with it. Now we can see our line that we have to get out of here. Okay, that's 7/16. Okay. There we go. Now, can we get this pulled out? It's gonna be a trick. Gotta do some bending, which is gonna be bad for when we put the new one in, because we really don't want to do bending then, but we don't really have a choice. This is not coming out like I envisioned it. Come on. Come on, baby doll. There we go. Okay, so here's the shape we have to reproduce. Ideally, I would like nice tight bends around the block, and then we can fudge a little on the ends if we have to. The trick is going to be this bend out, because it's got to go behind those injector lines and then come out between these two to our fitting at probably 45 degrees. So I'm wondering if I need to put that bend on first, slide it through here to where I make sure where I want my bend, and then pull it back, put the bend in, and bend the rest of it on the tractor. I'm not sure. But we'll whip something up here and see how it goes. Let's do well, I'm sure I got the other end full of dirt now. That's great. Okay, let's see. So here's our rough draft. They lay out pretty good next to each other. We're gonna have to try now to see if we can get this tucked in there. That's gonna be the hardest thing to do. I need to transfer my little clips over to the new one so I don't forget about it, but otherwise I think we're ready to start putting it back together. Well, that's not right, is it? There we go. That's tucked in. That's tucked in. Ooh. Need to get them hanging the right way. Very hard to do this one-handed. I'll put this in there. This back on here for now. Okay. Uh-oh, we jumped out up here. Shoot. Good. Throwing the tools. Good. This is a Case IH filter, by the way, in case you have had trouble finding them. Fits a lot of the Case diesel tractors, I believe. Let's see here, that's not the right size. So let's use a tool that's always the right size, but never the right tool for the job. This is a dangerous game because these type of fittings can go out of round really easy and then you're out of luck. So you want to try to keep your wrench to the part that has the most meat on it. I'd say we'll get it ruined. That would be my guess. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing now because we don't need to go all the way around. Oh, can I get it to jump in there? I think it will fit. It's just a matter of getting everything where it needs to be. Because I got this as such a nice tight bend. Come on. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to anyway. Let's see. Oh, geez. Come on. Okay, well, the camera decided it was too hot and shut off again, and I never caught that. So, here's what we got. We had to switch gears a little bit, and I ended up putting a different style fitting in the top here because I couldn't get that other one to start in there, and then I ended up starting it crooked and ruined the threads. So I took the old fitting out of the opposite side and put it in here, and it's the style that uses that little brass ring that goes on there and then you crush it. So we'll try that, but I got it tucked in here nice. I got new fuel tank webbing down, and then around here on this side it goes back there, and then it comes down here and goes into this filter. So I'm going to put the tank in and hook the fuel back up and try to prime it a few times and make sure that we don't have any leaks. And then if we don't, I can go ahead and put the rest of the thing back together. Well, it's the next day, and happily enough, it's raining out here, so that's fine, because it was so dry that it was getting to the point that stuff was probably going to start to not make it in the field. But this thing's been sitting about 24 hours, and I don't see any leaks. I primed it up yesterday, so I think we're in good shape. We can put the sheet metal back on, and then it should run just like it did. I'm going to put a new battery cutoff on while I'm here. This one is missing a piece somehow or another, but I've got another one, so we'll slap that on real quick while it's easy to get to. I guess we should take the battery cable off first. These shutoffs have been really good, but for whatever reason this one broke this tab off, and so that's the end of that. I guess I could make a new one or something, but I'll figure that out later. For now, I just got a different one. The only bad thing about these is I wish they had put a square-headed thing on this side like they do on battery cables, so you didn't have to have a second wrench. That should be good. There we go. Now we'll get the hood put back on and then tighten up our fuel tank straps, and I think we'll be ready to put all the rest of the sheet metal on. I got a return spring for the starter rod. As you see on the diesels, when you kick the rod, not only does it push the button to turn the starter, but it actually is what throws your Bendix into the flywheel. So it's important that it springs back when you let off of it. And I don't know, this is not the original, but it works. And I've just had it hooked up around here. So we'll do that again. There we go. This is really too stout of a spring for this, but it works. I think we're ready to go. We'll put the bolts in the hood and then put all our panels back on. Alright, the only thing left to do is to put this belt pulley on, and that's not a big deal. I suppose one of these days I'm going to have to dismount these tires and figure out why they're going down all the time. Although I hate to disturb them because they are most likely originals. But I'm going to air them up and see how long it takes for them to actually go down, because I haven't really been paying attention. I would like to take this tractor to the fair, but that may or may not happen. We'll just see. I'll be sure to pay attention every day now and see how long it takes, because if it doesn't go down in a week's time, then I probably won't mess with these until after the fair. Well, strike one on this tire. I can hear it leaking back here. There's a cut. So I guess this tire will have to be swapped out, but we'll try the other one just in case. This one we might actually have a hope. It sounds like it's airing up correctly, although it is now probably bearing the whole weight of the tractor. Well, that's close. And give it a little more. Well, I'm certain when I made that equipment tour video that this one wasn't leaking that bad, so it must have blown out sitting here in the shed. But it's time to replace them. I mean, like I said, they're still the old school tires, which I kind of like that pattern. I don't know why the tire companies can't just put those in all of them. I mean, it wouldn't be that much more effort. But Anyway, that's a minor detail. The real reason I started the air compressor was to tighten that belt pulley up. The camera died right when I was starting to work on that, and then it started raining harder, and I thought I'll just give that a rest until the rain quits. So we'll tighten this up really quick, and then we'll try to start it. Well, there we have it. Kind of smoky, but it runs. One of these days I'll get around to just taking that apart and overhauling this motor, because that's what it needs. But I don't like taking stuff apart that kind of runs when I've got a dozen of them that don't run at all. So we'll get there. There we go. Nothing appears to be leaking other than my seal now on my throttle shaft, but none of the fuel lines are leaking, and that's what started this project. Was I replaced this line because I didn't like the way that it looked, and I wanted one that was more pretty, and then that opened up a whole can of worms. I'll try to put the number of this filter in the video so you can see it, but it comes from Case IH. I think that's about the only place you can get this style filter anymore. But anyway, I'll probably change the oil on it too before I take it to the fair, if I get it there. I know I'm going to take probably the 55 series, and I don't know what all, maybe the Super Series. I don't want to be the only one bringing tractors. There's more people than me, so. But anyway, we'll just see what I get to, but at least now it's up and where it can run again. So before we go, I thought I would mention, for those people who've been wanting some type of souvenir or something from me, I have come up with these 4 different types of magnets. I know people like stickers, but I thought first we'd try magnets because they're kind of less offensive. If you don't like them, you can take them off easy. And since I don't have the magical number of subscribers to be able to let YouTube handle selling these, I went ahead and listed some on eBay, and I put the links for each of these in the description, and you can click on one, and then you can probably click like see other items, and then you can see all 4 of them, so you don't have to click on the link for each one if you want one of each. But I've sent out quite a few already, so, and I've still got plenty on hand, so we will see how this does, and leave your feedback if you like these or you want something different. I've got a few more designs I'm working on, so we'll see how that goes. So far, this has been the most popular one, so I will probably make a For Men Who Grow one, and maybe some other original looking things. So anyway, if that interests you, that's how you can get one. As always, if you like my videos, give them a thumbs up because that helps out my channel. And subscribe if you haven't already, so that you'll be sure to see the next installment of whatever nonsense I come up with. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.